rule. You know what sometimes they would even do in Tareem, which once again, the wisdom, even 15 years later, I'm totally in awe of just their wisdom. Sometimes they would say, if someone doesn't get up for Qiyam al-Layl, let's say for one person it's easy, another person it's not easy, but it's, one spouse or your roommate or whatever it may be, they would say in Tareem, if someone can't get up for Qiyam al-Layl, it's too difficult for them, they're not used to it at all, they would just say like this, wake them up, what? Say La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. Okay, go back to sleep. The angels wrote it down that in the middle of the night you remembered Allah. Isn't that amazing? That's something. That's something. That Allah gave you that tawfiq. That you have someone who reminds you of that. If you wake up, sometimes you wake up, you can't go back to sleep, don't look at your phone. That will damage you. But if you wake up and you can't go back to sleep, just say, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah. Maybe it's like, I should get up for Qiyam al-Layl, but I'm so tired. But I'm up. Remember Allah with your tongue. Make dua, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, all my needs. Ya Allah, work, my kids, my feelings, my goals and dreams and aspirations. Ya Allah, I can't get up for Qiyam al-Layl. Even tell Allah that. Imam al-Ghazali, he says, the best way to deal with your nafs is to ask Allah to deal with your nafs. Says it's like someone who wants to get into the palace of the king, but there's a vicious guard dog or a vicious wild dog that as you're trying to get into the palace of the king, the dog keeps chasing you and biting you. But it's like you're fighting the dog. That's your nafs. You don't want to fight the dog, and the dog is like a pit bull. It's like, it's all bad. Like, I'm getting tore up by the dog. But then you say to the king, oh, king, can you send some guards to come take this dog away? Done. So even in your dua. And then if you fall, if you slip up, if you make a mistake even 1,000 times, come back. Start over. It's amazing. Even if you look at physically how people can come back, and I'll end with this. I remember I saw this video of this guy who had all of this deterioration to his knees and his bones, and he was walking on crutches, and all his doctors said that, his bones were so damaged from being a paratrooper and all these things that he would never, walk without support again. And then he started doing these small exercises consistently. And he lost weight and all this type of stuff. And then like a year later, he was walking he was running. Like this guy he was like totally, and he said, it's just, if I can't do it today, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to do it. Never give up. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one breeze of tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can change everything.